Idaho Matters is one way to learn about the people, the places, and the things that make Idaho unique. From the geography, the flora and the fauna, to the culture and arts of this place that we call home. Subscribe and listen to Idaho Matters today at boisestatepublicradio.org/podcasts or wherever you listen to podcasts.
From Boise State Public Radio, this is The Connector. Good morning. I'm George Prentice. It has been 3 weeks from the election, but Idaho officials have now officially endorsed the results. We've got that story coming up, plus the all-important forecast. We'll tell you about 4 decades of the Festival of Trees, and then, of course, there's that big football game on Friday. It is Wednesday, November 27th, the day before, well, you know what, but here are today's top stories. We're lucky that Sophia Adams is over at the National Weather Service today. Sophia, happy day before Thanksgiving.
Thank you, George. Happy day before Thanksgiving.
Okay, well, a lot of people are anxious to hear what you have to say. What is the forecast for today?
Yes, so the forecast for today is we're looking at some areas of patchy fog, and that might impact travel plans in the morning, but we are expecting most of that to mix out and for our visibilities to improve by the late morning. Our temperatures are still going to be quite a bit above freezing in most lower elevation areas, and we are seeing that ridge of high pressure begin to build in this morning, and that should give us a long period of dry weather, some partly sunny skies, and temperatures right around normal. We are worried about, towards the end of the week, maybe some air stagnation coming in, and that could lead to lower temperatures in the valleys and the potential for some inverted conditions and maybe air pollution concerns.
Okay, so a little bit more of the same then for Thanksgiving?
Yes. Yep, definitely.
And the inversion, you said, the possibility of that could come later in the week?
Yes, yeah, we're going to see the ridge start to begin to move in today. We're under kind of a northwest flow setup right now, and so that's keeping our winds a little bit breezy, but as we move into the later part of the week, our winds will calm down, and that's when we'll see those mixing heights begin to decrease and an inversion begin to set up, and that's where we generally see colder temperatures in the lower elevation valleys, and then we can start to see some of the air pollutants kind of get trapped by those stable conditions in the valleys.
Might this stick around to Sunday then? Because I know a lot of people will be traveling Sunday as well.
Yes, yeah, we're expecting that to stick around really through the middle of next week. Sounds
good. Sophia Adams, happy Thanksgiving to you and all of your colleagues, and for this morning, thanks for giving me some time.
Absolutely. Happy Thanksgiving.
3 weeks after we went to the polls on Election Day, Idaho election officials have made the results official. The audit of Idaho's general election results found no major issues, as Julie Lucataw reports.
The State Board of Canvassers Tuesday released its mandatory audit report of 8 randomly selected counties. It found, quote, minor discrepancies in a few ballots, none of which affected any individual races. Chief Deputy Secretary of State Nicole Fitzgerald said the discrepancies were attributed to tabulation machines unable to read certain ballots, as well as poll worker and voter error.
These differences that you see here in the results are attributed to voters who didn't fill out their ballots correctly.
Auditors conducted hand recounts of multiple precincts in each selected county. The largest number of discrepancies, involving 12 ballots, was found in Elmore County.
So our audit really highlights that there's some process improvements, but it also demonstrates that Idaho's election results are reliable. The election results did stand as a result of our audit.
Overall, Fitzgerald said the election process was secure and accurate. With more than 917,000 ballots cast, the Secretary of State's office said this was the largest election in Idaho's history. Julie Lucataw, Boise State Public Radio News.
For 4 decades now, Boise has helped to begin the holiday season with the St. Alphonsus Festival of Trees. And this morning, Jackson Holmes tells us more about the event's history and what we can expect this year.
The tradition began in 1984 when the idea was brought to Boise from Salt Lake City. Vice President of Philanthropy at St. Al's, Jill Aldape, has been working with the festival for 25 years. She says when it first started, it would move locations to wherever organizers could find space.
And then I want to say in the mid-90s, it landed at the Boise Center and has been here ever since. But it's always been because people in the community rally to make it happen.
Every year, the festival raises money for a different component of St. Al's network. This year, it's the Cancer Institute. Aldape says over the years, the festival has changed.
Some things are maybe the same on the surface, but once you lift the hood or scratch the surface, it's a lot of distinction and nuance and specialness.
This year, they have 81 decorated trees, donated by various community groups. Throughout the week, the convention center will have activities, performances, photos with Santa, and more. New to the festival, visitors can vote online for their favorite tree. Rachel Flatchbert is the manager of programs and events for the medical center. She says they are expecting more than 20,000 visitors. For many Treasure Valley families, the Festival of Trees is an annual tradition.
We always say there's something for everybody. And I think that's what's really special and unique about the Festival of Trees. As somebody who grew up here, is that, over the years, each of my age levels, there is something for me to do.
The 40th festival kicks off today and runs through the 1st of December. Tickets can be purchased online or at the door.
And that's our Jackson Holmes reporting. Now to sports. The Boise State Broncos back on the blue for a special Friday morning game. Yes, it will be the day after Thanksgiving. It will also be a special day to honor all of the senior players. Their opponents for their last regular game of the season will be Oregon State. And here is Bronco head coach Spencer Danielson.
Promise you we're going to get Oregon State's best. And we have to earn the right through how we prep, how we train, how we rehab, how we sleep. And that list goes on for these kids. I mean, we ask a lot from them. Everybody wants to win championships, wants to play well. Are you really willing to do what it takes to do that? These guys are. And we got to on a short week on an early game. We're going to need Bronco Nation to show up in a major way on Friday morning. But I'm proud of our guys. I mean, we're digging deep. Kickoff is early, 10 a.m. Friday morning. Yes, it is a sellout, and the game will be televised on Fox. And that is today's episode of The Connector. I'm George Brentis, and we'll see you back here on Thursday. To stay in touch with the news between now and then, check out BoiseStatePublicRadio.org or download the free Boise State Public Radio app and tell your friends about The Connector. And thanks for listening.
If you like podcasts like this, explore more from the Boise State Public Radio podcast family. There you'll find a mix of daily news, Idaho Voices, and in-depth series on a wide range of topics. I'm talking wild horses, political scandals, sustainable ranching, and militia groups in a post-January 6th world. Wherever you get your podcasts, just search Boise State Public Radio to find what Idaho's NPR station has in store for you.